Folks, we're back with week 2, stage 3 recruiting. Get that quick little intro there, boom, and then here we go right into the storylines. We'll get the storylines, we'll get the recruiting actions, and move on from there. But we got Enrique, Alexander. We saw that tragedy last week, lost their parents, pretty fucked up. But this week they're back. We can scout them again, thank goodness. We need that stud Enrique on our team. They show that Alexander is completely dog shit still, but okay speed at least. But we already know he's terrible at hitting and terrible in the field pretty much. So far it seems like Alexander is useless. Enrique though looking dirty. Moving on, we got Coach P. This is kind of the big reveal here for the week. We got 3 players that were revealed that Coach P is training up. For those that don't know, in season 1 we had Coach P storyline, and there's this man named Sheldon Milk who kind of started off looked like he wasn't going to be that good, and then he turned into like a top player in the class. So obviously this is big news. Find out Blake Ponder, Andre Riggins, and Jasper Motor, all storyline guys. I think Blake Ponder is like a 3-star guy. We'll look at it later, but Andre Riggins a 2-star guy, second baseman. Blake Ponder outfield, and then it says it all up here too. But Jasper Motor looks like crazy stuff. Special fastballs probably really good because typically they're like level S 100 original pitches, unless it's like some success guys. You never know, but we'll see. But that's kind of big news. Jasper Motor looks pretty gross, and these other guys have good ratings too. But kind of their scout grades on some of the other stuff doesn't look too good. Next up, we got John Annabelli. Basically get told he's a nice guy, very nice. And but they reveal these 2 gold abilities, which are sick, both of them. Dr. K Gold, which like boosts your breaking balls and shit with 2 strikes. And Delayed Arm, which is like the best pitching ability, well, one of the best pitching abilities. There's plenty of good ones. But it makes the ball show up later on the screen, like literally. So it makes the ball, like, even if you have any velocity whatsoever, it makes it really hard to hit. So that's really good for John Annabelli. And then next up we had Manning McLaughlin. So we kind of get the first aspect of this, what Frisk calls promises, which we're going to have to end up making to recruits. So now nothing really new except as far as like ratings or things like that are affecting the story, the actual storyline or the recruiting. But after you sign him, you're going to have to tell him, you want him as a 2-way, you want him as a pitcher, blah, blah, blah. So far, we've only seen that he's good pitching. He's not good in the field, but you never know. Maybe that could change with the storyline if you give him shortstop. So then we got these promises here. A bunch of different setup stuff. We got a 2-way player, star pitcher. We'll see what the consequences are for what you choose, but if you don't adhere to these rules, I guess he gets kicked off your team after the end of the year. So that's something to keep in mind. So far, like what we've seen, star pitcher probably makes most sense, but maybe if you pick star 2-way player, he actually gets good at shortstop. Who knows? Next up, we got Jamichael Sequins. Basically tries to pitch after Tommy John. Still sucks. So now his ratings got revealed. We'll look at those, what they are now. But it looks like he's not the same player he once was. I almost skipped one. We got Garrett Michelson. See some bad stealing, some okay run speed, not great. And he's basically just big chillin'. He's popular off the field, on the field. Who knows? But they're a little worried, I guess. And then we got Leila Fernandez, little female player added. Looks like she's hella fast, breaking record for stolen bases in a single game. Pretty cool. And I think that's it. So I almost went to week 3. Don't want to give that away. Whoopsie. But let us go to the spreadsheet. So thank Frisk for freezing those left columns now. So this makes this thing way easier. But we can see what's going on after week 2. So we'll get some who's doing what. And again, if they have Fog of War on their people, that won't show up on here. So like Stanford could be on any of these. Arizona could be on any of these with Scout. Florida with Scout. And Tennessee with Scout. So it doesn't show everything, but So basically, we got people going in on Enrique. It's basically us in Florida that seem to be fighting. Maybe Stanford as well behind the scenes. Never know. Tennessee and Arkansas still fighting on Vincent Marquez. We'll go through the actual actions too. Probably easier. Yeah, let's do that now. Recruit actions. Let's get to week 2. Looks like I was first to submit. So what did I do this week? I did do some stuff with Andre Riggins. I desperately need a second baseman next year. I'm losing Nishida, or second baseman. So I saw that Coach P's coaching up Andre Riggins, and I said, hell yeah, I'll get in here. We're having you for a visit. The visits are definitely really strong at this point because you can get plus 100 for each win, points-wise towards the recruit during the week, and you play 4 games during the week at this part of the season. So definitely during the regular season, hosting visits is pretty strong. You can get like 550 points or some shit total, which is pretty good. Ashton Brooks, we've been on him. Saw he has a special fastball, and we said, we need pitching, so here you go. Come to the team. Trying to get him. Colton Maddox, again, we also are losing outfielders, so trying to get an outfielder in here. Enrique, we already talked about how we want him. Yes, we need a shortstop as well. Our shortstop's graduating. And then Jermichael Sequins, although he had some bad news in the storyline this week, kind of hoping that other people want to either give up on him because as you saw in the start of the storyline, he's that athletic specimen, 3-sport athlete. So I'm hoping that his pitching looks like it's probably not very good, but hopefully he's nasty at outfield because we still, again, need that outfielder. So just trying to keep the options open. Don't want to close any doors. And again, we're hosting him for a visit as well, hoping that people gave up. But we'll see what happens. Kai Kardashian, we are so far looking like we're away in first place on him. But could have Stanford behind the scenes too, so always have to keep that in mind. Got to press the advantage. I also wanted to see if he could play secondary positions well because he's a first base, third base, outfield, I think. And obviously, I am losing my first baseman. Well, Jay Horizon, Chuko Sr. So not great for me, but so I could use him at first base, I could use him in third base, and I could use him in the outfield, but he definitely does not look very good in the other positions. He's like D fielding. He's D outfield in first base and like E third base. So it looks like probably can't put him at third. Do have Jaha still on the roster and Jorge Bush at third. But I'm going to have to shuffle them around depending on how we end up doing at second base. Manning McLaughlin, we still want him as the pitcher. Trying to get him. And then another pitcher here, Reed Piper, 4-star relief pitcher. He does have coach reputation as his priority, so we're taking full advantage of that, and we're having him in for a visit. Still have to do a couple more scouting things on him, but trying to get him in here. And you see Arkansas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 visits. They're going all in this week. They need to win their games to take full advantage of this. They have the points to spend, like on all these guys. They can do this host visit. They can send their head coach for a huge shit ton of points, which I think they've already done to Riley June and James Charles, maybe, off the top of my head. So this is a big week for them because other people have like priority bonus. No, not priority. They have bonuses, but from their from their scouting director. But Arkansas doesn't have that. They just have the big budget that lets them kind of go all in on as many people as once. But they also don't get that priority stuff. So if other people keep using the priority and also go all in on someone, they'll beat them out in the long run. So this is a big week for them visit-wise because that plus 100 points by 1 or 2 could be a big swing. You can see they have a shit ton of budget, so they do a lot of actions. They go in on Jasper Motor as well. Not on their visit list, though. We can see Florida. Again, if they scouted anyone, we won't see their stuff, but they're in on Enrique Ramirez still, in on Alex Ramirez, Marshall Harrington, who looks gross, Chase Underwood, and Iman Glass. So they're going after some big names. Also looking at Jasper Motor, Sawyer McKenna, and then we got Arizona. So they kind of are still sticking with the only scout like kind of known-ish people. They haven't tried to show anything with who they scouted. Probably waiting till after the lockout at least. If anything, maybe they'll just keep scouting all along on the people that they like, so that way it stays hidden. But they are after Reed Piper as well, and Manning McLaughlin, hosting those two for visits this week. Another big week for them. And Georgia spent their budget. Sawyer McKenna, Colton Maddox in for visits, and this scouting director for Georgia is really good at hosting visits. You get an automatic plus 250 points, which is really good. So now if they also win their games, ooh, they're looking dangerous. They're looking dangerous. So it looks like they're trying to lock up these two pretty early. And then they're doing some more stuff. Manny McLaughlin, Garrett Michelson, and more. Stanford, we only see 2 of their actions because they're scouting actions. We don't see anything else. Looks like they scout out Marshall Harrington. Trying to scare people away from him because he does look pretty nasty. Some stuff got revealed that is pretty nasty. Again, Tennessee, can't see their scouting actions, but they do a lot of non-scouting actions this week. We see some stuff for Jasper Motor again, 3 of them. He looks pretty good. And some Marquez still in on him. Annabelle still on him. Had I think Annabelle and someone else for a visit last week. And then also in on Morrison Hayes, which was a 2-star guy. A little strange, just a email to a 2-star guy, but who knows? Could be nasty, who knows? We got Chase Underwood, all Florida actions. Oh, nope, sorry. So as you can see here, this says visit. So again, every win for a visit is plus 50 points, or plus 100 points. So 2 of these equal 1 win, basically. So you can see Florida last week had 3 wins, so they got 300 points here. And just this is how like the formula works to basically add it in. And then this no makes it so the scouting director bonus doesn't give them, because like every action for scout action for Emma Goldstein gives a bonus point. Now doing the no here lets me do like a condition if and say no, don't give that plus 50 points or plus 30 points for a bonus on top of the regular just 50 points. So they had Chase Underwood and Marshall Harrington for visits last week. Big week for them because they won 3 games, so that's really good for them. Tennessee did have Vincent Marquez and John Annabelle for visits last week. They got the 2 wins, so they got the plus 200. We had Kai Kardashian, Manny McLaughlin. We had 2 wins, and also we had Ashton Brooks, so 2 wins. That's the visits for the week. We'll go back to the page now. Kind of a lot, but kind of look at some of the scout grades again, just to give everyone like a thing of what we're looking at here. This is now you can see perfectly, I think, the entire scout grades and shit like that. I'll try to do this one like live every once after a while, so people can ask to like see certain recruits and stuff. But just kind of going through. We talked about Golden last week. What a sad time he was, and again we talked about Marshall Harrington. He looks pretty gross. A couple S hitting stuff that's nasty. He's got gold average hitter, which is nasty. He just looks nasty. Michael Sequence does still have Intimidator allegedly, but his hitting does not look very good. his pitching now, what happened to his pitching? 918, 198. How does this player even exist? My goodness. Manny McLaughlin, all question marks. I did forget that this sheet does have some of the following week ratings and stuff, so a little spoilery, but it's all good. You won't know. I'm on glass. Looks gross with that special pitch. Ashton Brooks has a special fastball. Hopefully he's good, and hopefully these ratings are good because I'm kind of headed away on him, but still have to kind of scout it out, make sure he's actually like, good and not fool's gold. 60s could kind of be like D to A, it seems like, so if those are D's, not great. Sawyer McKenna, that 80-80, oof. And then Blake Ponder, again, was that Coach P guy, so maybe he'll get even better. Like, sometimes we see that they upgrade themselves, even though it says, like, 77, it could end up being higher. With Coach P involved, Colton Maddox, look at that gross fielding. Hopefully those 40s aren't too bad, because we had him in, or we scouted him or something this week. We did phone call on him or some shit. And otherwise, again, Jasper Motor looks pretty gross. 153 is, like, pretty fast. I'd say like fast enough with some good abilities and stuff, and obviously has a special fastball, which sounds really good. Brody. Again, Alex doesn't look too good. Hopefully he gets better if we get him. Fuck. Andre Riggins, again, we had him in for the visit just to get some points ahead of him. but shows he's already decent at hitting, but some of his other ratings we don't know yet. Again, 40s don't look too good, but maybe he could be boosted by Coach P. You never know. I think that's pretty much it. Everyone else, these are our 2 new people. Well, we can look at the points too. So again, all this is I set up to auto-calculate the points, which is pretty nice. But the thing right now with this season is that we won't see any of the Fog of War stuff. So Stanford's like not accurately reflected at all by design. So they could be winning on stuff. Same thing with Florida, Arizona, Tennessee. For all their scouting actions, they get extra points for that. So they're probably winning on some of these that it says they're not. But working our way up now. And again, the 250, when like all these people where there's like no actions on them, it was the initial interest basically randomized by AI to decide some teams getting certain stuff. So the 250 was if you're first, 100 if you're second, and 50 if you're third. And then after that, it was more adding points and shit. See, Tennessee's in first now, and Morrison Hayes. We're winning on Alex, but again, Compass / Florida could be using their scout action on him, which they probably would have, I would imagine. So they're probably winning on him. See if you have any other interesting stuff. Georgia on Brody. Connor. Sly Cooper. Some people obviously did some stuff on him, but I think he's been maybe scouted behind the scenes and doesn't seem too good. I don't know. Surprising based on his name. Jasper Motor, Tennessee out in front on him, which is good for them because he's looking pretty good with that Coach P storyline. Colton Maddox, Georgia has a head on him, and we did do our 1 action on him, so they're looking like they have him if they want to go all out on him. Florida on Milma. I think Arkansas did a little bit on him. Miles Faruqi, I think we did something on him early because he had coach reputation, which is always nice for me, which we talked about, I think, in an earlier video. That's just one of my strongest coach phone calls. Ponder. Seems like, even though despite the storyline, Stanford is the only one that like did anything. I think that Stanford scouted him. Maybe they did more too behind the scenes, but no one really checked on Ponder, which is a little surprising based on Coach B's success so far. Sawyer McKenna, Georgia, looks like they're out in front on him. Kind of booted us out the side. We were 200 points and now we're out there. It's crazy. Ashton Brooks, we're looking pretty dominant, barring a sneaky Stanford, Florida, etc. Well, no, I don't know about these guys. It would be pretty tough for them to get it, but Stanford's like the only one that has a chance. Well, there's a chance, but as of right now, no one seems to be trying for the most part. Cole Rickman, Stanford's out on him, and I think he's like from California or some shit. No. His school reputation and Stanford is in front, so looks like they have him if they want him. Carter Harrison was a coach guy. Reed Piper's a coach guy, but looks like Arizona's trying to fight. We're both having him in for visits this week. He looks pretty decent. He's got some 80s, 20 for stuff, which isn't great. And, but again, there could be like fake news too, so definitely got to scout that out before we try to sign him. And Glass, looks like Florida's ahead for now, but Stanford definitely has done some stuff on him, so interesting to see where that's actually at behind the scenes. Kai Kardashian, we're crushing. Arkansas's crushing on James Charles. The Fog's tricky because like only teams that look like they're going crazy on people so far has really been Arkansas and Oregon, and I only have like the 2 guys, Brooks and Kardashian, where I'm like that, but everything else behind the scenes you don't really know. Arizona, they're probably higher on Manning because they could scout him. So they probably have at least another, I would say, like 140 at most more than them, maybe even more. Could do 210 more, I think, with their scout action behind the scenes. So they could be on him. Looks like also Stanford, obviously. They've done some scouting on him too, so could be Stanford in there. Jamichael, where it looks like we're battling with Arkansas. Big week for Jamichael's affair because we got both Oregon and Arkansas hosting Jermichael for visits. So again, if I win like one more game than him, then boom, that's the difference is made up already just from one. So obviously even more than that's different. We do have Georgia and Stanford this week, and this is obviously after the Georgia game has been played. So we've won one already, and Arkansas did lose already on their game of the week. So we do have that one game lead already, but I do have to face Stanford. So they are like probably I guess Stanford and Florida are the top 2 teams right now. So going to be tough there to try to get more wins than Splash, but hopefully I can pull out at least one against Stanford to get to 2 wins again. Riley June again. Arkansas just crushing Goldman. We're ahead, but obviously he's got no hitting. Sad. Bracken, Stanford's ahead. We got Oregon in there as well. And then Michelson, we got Georgia, Arizona involved. Tennessee's crushing on Andabelli, but Arizona's right there too. Again, he's got some really good abilities, so that looks pretty good. Florida is killing it on Chase Underwood. Looks like they're doing pretty well on him. I don't think anyone else, no one else is like pretty close. So. Vincent Marquez, Tennessee, ahead on him, but Arkansas right behind. It's going to be a good battle for the basically Yaki Mask clone. And Enrique is going to be a battle too, probably Florida ahead with the scout actions behind the scene. And also you always have to worry about Stanford. And other than that, we'll have to save it for next week, I think. We have the schedule, I think, updated just for a general league update as well. See our standings over here. But basically yesterday on Thursday, we had all teams play their midweek games the same day, which is a first. But Florida's killing it, 5-1 with 1 loss. Who did Florida lose to? Tennessee? Nope, I'm not even looking at Florida. Dumbass. Arkansas beat him once. Oh yeah, that crazy Arkansas game. That was mad funny. 15 innings. Oh my god. Georgia having a great turnaround season after their last season. Already got 3 wins. Tennessee, they'll drop down. Arkansas 2-4. So this is going to be interesting for the conference championship game because it goes by conference record. We got 2-1, 2-1, and then 1-2, 1-2. So definitely still close. Obviously, it's still only been 1 week of conferences games played. But Stanford's killing it. Oregon looks like these are going to be the top 2 teams in the conference again, but we do face off this week, so it's going to be interesting to see. All right, that'll do it for this stage 3/week 2 recruiting video. Hope everyone's enjoying these, and we'll try to get a live stream one done soon so people can actually ask about questions and shit like that. But peace.